My favorite noodle on the block, pasta. Thanks for taking time out of your busy day.
No worries. What's cooking?
Something that I'm curious about is where did the name come from?
Right. So pasta, basically the main thing that first started it off was that I eat pasta for literally like 50% of my meals, being, 21 years old and not having a lot of money. That's kind of was just an easy option for me. So I just all growing up as well, it's just like my favorite food was pasta. So that's originally where it came from. But it was a few of my friends that I do live with still to this day that gave me the name because I also produce music and I have been for the last like 4 years. And so my producer name was prod.pasta, well, still is. I still do music. And my at for everything was pasta got sauce because obviously, like having the sauce is sort
Yeah.
of like a play on that. So that's why the pasta got sauce. It just makes so much sense. I was like, how has no one done this already? So then, I just ran with the name because I've been going by it for so long now. So I just changed my Twitter at to NFT pasta because this is what I'm focusing on right now. But yeah, I still have all the producer stuff on the. I just do it for fun at the moment, though. I was selling beats and doing all that for a couple of years, but
So how did you get into the NFT space? Was there a person or a project that was a catalyst that kind of kicked you off and spurred you into it like heavy?
yeah, kind of. It was a slow run up. I've been in crypto for about 2 years, just trading. I did futures for a while, doing some day trading stuff, but I found it way too analytical and just boring. It didn't interest me enough. There wasn't a creative side to it. Obviously, that's why I like NFTs so much. So I've been in crypto and I was following a bunch of crypto people on Twitter and stuff like that. One day though, it kind of clicked with me, the whole NFT thing. I'd been seeing it again and again, the CryptoPunk something. I don't know why. One day it just clicks with me. But what actually got me into NFTs as a daily thing was Phantom. If you know that coin Phantom, there is a full NFT space for the Phantom community that is so small. It's way smaller than ADA or Solana or any of the others. It's really small, but the community is really, really nice. I actually recommend people to start because you don't have these ridiculous gas fees and huge in points. I could be minting stuff for like $40 and paying 20 cents max on gas and getting decent flips as well. Like there isn't enough volume and there isn't enough infrastructure for the Phantom NFT space to grow as big as Solana or anything. Hopefully there will be eventually. Yeah, I can't say enough good things about the community there.
So in your videos, you sometimes have some cameos by your sort of roommates and all that kind of stuff. What do they think of what you're kind of doing with NFTs?
They like it. They all love the videos and they think it's amazing when they get to be in it. They think it's very funny to walk in on me mid recording and like screw around. Can I swear?
Yeah, yeah, go for it.
Okay, they like to around in my videos. I don't know if you've seen the one where they literally decided it would be a great idea. They all come home drunk, I think, or something, and they were all standing behind me for the entire video, just screwing around. And I just had to record the video and just act like they weren't there. Yeah, they're all in crypto. A couple of them are in NFTs, more in the Phantom space still. They haven't really crossed over because obviously it's a lot more risk getting into ETH just with gas in general and huge minting fees. So they're not as interested in the Ethereum space, but they definitely understand the technology of NFTs. So they understand why I'm making the types of videos I'm making. And I mean, yeah, they all love it. So it's good. I live with three roommates. We're all, in university and stuff.
In a previous video, you were talking about being a mod in Brett's Discord. How did that shape the way that you view sort of NFTs and trading and flipping and that kind of thing?
Firstly, just to note on that, the way I got mod was just by reaching out and saying, I'd like to be mod. So that's like, I just want to mention that because I think it's important that people know that it's as simple as asking and offering services, and you can get in with these people, become friends, and build these relationships really easy. Everyone wants to be friends, everyone wants to grow together and benefit together. So you don't need to have all these ins to get in. Like, I literally there I got mod and then I met with a lot of people, got in with the magic mushroom stuff and met all people through there. That's how I got mod in Kosher's Discord and then went on from there. So I just want to touch on that quickly. But generally, from being in there, definitely able to look at projects and say, is this a long-term play? Is this a short-term play? General knowledge of the space. At the time, NFTs were at kind of its peak for, here's a project, everyone get in, everyone just buys in. And like gas was pretty bad. It wasn't terrible, but everyone was just flipping everything every day. Like this is like how I met Kosher and Scourge, which I'm still friends with, and like I'm in their discords today in their communities a lot. yeah, general outlook on the space was huge for me in that server.
You recently put up a video on whitelist dangers, and I've also seen some tweets where you're kind of not necessarily talking down on projects, but kind of being critical on the way that sort of projects operate within the space. Why is it important for you to kind of educate people on things that you've learned and you've discovered, even if it could be detrimental to a so-called business outlook when you look at what you're doing as a business when it comes down to like YouTube and that kind of thing?
To start, I think it's really important to be authentic, either online or in real life. So I try to do that in any aspect, especially NFTs though, because I know there are a lot of people that, behind the scenes do take money and do some suspect things. So I want to be kind of a voice for people that can look at it and say, okay, this is the truth. I'm not being paid to shill anything or lie. So it's important for me to tell people not maybe what they want to hear, but what they need to hear. And at the end of the day, I don't see this space growing unless we properly educate people coming into the space, because like my main pet peeve is people coming into this space getting whitelisted is a big one onto these projects that are like soft rug pulls. They're not rug pulls, but they're kind of soft rug pulls, and getting ruined, losing out on a 0.1 ETH, whatever it is, gas, having a terrible experience, then leaving and not really understanding what the NFT space is and what it can be, because that's their experience and that's it.
I've tried to get a read on you and what kind of projects you like. Like what is something that pops up and you're like, you know what, I don't care about XYZ, I'm just YOLOing into it because it resonates with you.
So art is really important to me. Off the bat, I don't like getting in projects where I don't think the art is good, especially for long term. So an example for a project that I just jumped into, not because I'm gonna flip it or not because it has a short term goal that I want to hit, is the Imps by Super Nifty. So it's like 3D models created in VR. And I think it's just like the most cool concept because I do 3D like modeling and stuff as a hobby. The most important things for me are roadmap and team. And if the roadmap makes sense with the team's history and their overall vision for the project, and then how they're acting on like social media, that's Discord, Twitter, all of that sort of stuff. And past experience is definitely a big thing. You can kind of pick up this sense. There's like a sixth sense that you can pick up when being in the NFT space and checking out all these different projects. And you just instantly kind of have an idea whether it's the way they're writing out their roadmap, the way they've hired artists to do the 3D. You can kind of tell if they're a degen in the space or not. And I like to invest in projects that are on the more degen side of things, because whether it's like a corporate thing or not, like even Gary Vee, I think is a really good like example of someone that's obviously huge project, huge company ties and industry experience, but he's still a degen at the end of the day, and he's like popping into the Discords. And so it's just like, that's the type of thing I'm looking for.
Where do you see sort of your YouTube channel and moving with NFTs in the future? And I'm not talking like next week, next month, I'm talking like longer term. And like, I guess a follow on from that is, what do you want to achieve being in this space? Do you have a goal?
I mean, right now it's probably making money while educating people in the space, because I mean, daily I'll get DMs and comments talking about how I either gave them the information or the education that they needed to then look at this project and actually do some critical thinking for themselves and say, this isn't what I want to be in, and then go and look at a project and say, this is what I want to be in. So that's the main thing, I think, because I don't think the space can grow, if people aren't educated on what they need to be getting into and what things to look out for. So that's kind of the main goal of the channel right now, at least.
I guess this is a really good kind of follow-up question and a really good segue. What advice would you give to new people that are kind of coming into the space? So the person that kind of discovers sort of something on Instagram or sees a tweet, then starts going down that rabbit hole, and then they come across this video at this current point in time before they've kind of made that first purchase. What advice do you give to them?
Well, advice I'd give to people coming into the space would definitely be join a Discord, a free one at first, whether it's yours or I think I'm planning some stuff with mine right now. Trying to figure it out, but definitely join a community, make friends, and learn stuff together, because it's just 10 times easier that way. And I think people are kind of sick of hearing it, but it is the truth. Then down the line, if you have the money, jump into one of those alpha ones, whether it's coaches or scourges or whatever it is, I think being in a community of people is just the most important thing. I talk about those passes or those private discords a lot because it's not even about the calls to me. It's about the community inside it, and having all the same mindset is more important to me than the actual calls being made or the whitelists available by being in those groups. So I think first off, join a free community, make friends, and start to learn, and just try develop as much knowledge as possible. So it's going to be quicker and quicker for you to just go look at a project and within a couple minutes decide whether or not it's a good choice, short or long term.
Well, Pastor, thanks for coming on and cooking up with me. And I look forward to kind of having a chat with you in the future.
Thanks for having me, mate.